relationship you don't like, you know.
Good afternoon and welcome to Life Lessons with Mrs. O. How was your last week and how did you enjoy the last video on relationships? I hope you got some learning tips that can help you with your relationship. Anyway, I want to welcome back Timmy, my moderator, and he's going to introduce us to our special guest of honor. Over to you, Timmy.
Thank you very much, Mrs. O. It's really nice again to be back here. I enjoyed myself last week and I'm sure you did. But today we're having a special guest in our midst, in person of Mr. O. Really nice to have you.
Thank you. Nice to be here. For those who know me, this is not my usual look, but I call this my stay-at-home look, and I'm really enjoying every bit of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now, not to waste much of our time, we'll be moving directly into the discussion for today, and I'm sure you're waiting. For those of you who watched last week, if you've not seen the video, please you need to go back and gain from what has been said last week so that you flow in the continuation today. And don't forget, subscribe and like, also share. Last week a discussion was made when it came to relationships generally, and then one of the topics and discussions was as to how to let go of relationship you are not happy with. We also discussed about when the family of your partner don't like you as a person, like a guy or a girl, or even when you yourself don't really appreciate or like the family you are meant to go into marriage with. And you really answered all of those questions, Mrs. O. So today we'll be moving further to a question that is very important. Many times people are in relationships and they don't know exactly what is happening, they get lost at times. And they're looking out for that point when they need to say, okay, this is when I need to take a break, or when I need to step out, or when I need to call it off. But really, they actually don't know what to look out for. And someone asked a question relating to that, and he used the word deal breaker. So I don't know. First of all, I would like you to share your thoughts. What do you think should actually be the definition, so to say, of deal breakers when it comes to relationship?
Thank you. Well, I think that a deal breaker is anything that will make a partner go out of a relationship. That is just a no.
Okay.
That I've had enough and I'm going to just leave.
Oh.
I think that's what a deal breaker is.
I think that's really out. Mr. O, please, can you tell us what you think a deal breaker is?
For me, a lot of people know me that try to put a little bit of humor to everything we do. So a deal breaker is something that breaks the deal.
Okay.
But more seriously, I think a deal breaker is just like Mrs. O has mentioned, a part of a relationship that you don't cross the line. Once you cross that line, then all bets are off. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm certain that Mrs. O is eager to tell us those deal breakers that she can easily point to and tell you as a young person out here to watch out for and know when to say you've crossed the line, just as Mr. O said. Mrs. O, over to you.
I would like to ask you, Timmy, what is your deal breaker in your relationship?
Okay. I'm put on the spot here, but I'm going to answer the question. I think, first of all, it's important that in every relationship, I think trust is important. Mm-hmm. And in that case, when I'm in a relationship that there's deceit, I think it's something that I really have to sit back and look at, probably a reason to step out. And also, I think when there is actually unfaithfulness in the relationship, it's also a deal breaker. And I'm sure a whole lot of other lists, but I'm getting there, so I don't want to say more.
Yeah, some of the deal breakers for me that is general. Now, this is not specific. It's like Timmy had said, deceit is one. Lies can be another thing. Unfaithfulness, when a young man or a young woman has a side chick or a side guy, then I think that's one of the deal breakers. You are just in a relationship. And I know some of the time we young ones, the young ladies will say, I need to have another guy in case this does not work, and it also applies to young men. But that is unfaithfulness. you know.
Sorry, I need to cut you there.
Okay.
But first of all, before I come back to Mrs. O, Mr. O, what do you think about what Mrs. O just said? And she said someone having, so to say, as an option. Are you really saying that's a no-no?
Well, you know, I'm in an industry where we say 2 is 1 and 1 is none. But in this kind of relationship, that doesn't apply, I must say. When you say 2 is 1, meaning you need to have 2 in case 1 breaks down, and then you still have 1 that is functional. That doesn't apply to this if we talk about relationships. I think 1 is 1 and 2 is none. And I think we need to focus on having 1 relationship, because again, attention will be divided, emotions will be divided, and other things will be divided. And you do not want division, you want unity in your home.
Thank you very much, Mr. O. On that response, I have so many other questions I'm sure is going through your mind, and trust me, I'll ask them. But first of all, let's go back to the main question, deal breakers. Mrs. O, please can you proceed?
Abuse is another type. It may be emotional abuse, verbal abuse, or even physical abuse. And I want to quickly say it here, because I know when we talk about abuse, we're always thinking about the guy abusing the lady.
Yes.
But I must say, sometimes the ladies are the ones that are abusing the guys.
Yeah.
I agree.
And a lot of times that is actually swept under the carpet. But it is a problem. Now, what are some of the, when we talk about abuse, now, but when you're having an argument and the girl decides to raise her hand, even though she does not slap, that's a sign of abuse. And it goes also for the man, you know. So abuse is one. When we talk about verbal abuse, where somebody uses his or her word to tear you down and strip you of your dignity, that is also a verbal abuse. And of course, we know what the physical abuse is, when somebody hits. Then emotional abuse is whereby your emotions are in turmoil every time. You are happy, and then all of a sudden your partner says something and it makes you sad. In fact, your partner does not want to see you happy. And then anytime you're happy, he says something to make sure you go down south. That is also an emotional abuse. Lack of interest.
See, I was going to just ask a question about us. Because in my mind, when I look at abuse, it cuts across. I agree with everything you said. Not taking away from anything away from that. But how about when the other partner raises his or her voice at you? Is that an abuse?
For me, from what Mrs. O have explained, I would say it's a form of abuse.
Okay.
And then because from raising a voice, it could lead to something else, and then physical abuse could even get to a point.
So I go back, thank you very much. I go back to the basics, right, of what is abuse. Abuse is abnormal use of something. And when I look at that, when somebody does something out of the normal to the other party, I classify it as abuse. So the range of what I call abuse goes far and beyond even that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Insightful. So, Mom, I know you have so much more. Please proceed.
Okay, self-centeredness. I know you mentioned something like that, where it's just about the partner is just about his or herself. It's about me and me alone, not even concerned or mindful of the other person in the relationship. It should be a deal breaker, because it's that person's not going to change. So let's not say, oh, when we get married, it's going to change. It's not going to change. So that should be a deal breaker. If at the end of the day, you are in a relationship with somebody and the only thing the person thinks about is themselves, then that should be a deal breaker.
Permit me to quoting Mrs. O. You mentioned a number of deal breakers. Let's hear from Mr. O as to some new aspect and perspective of deal breakers.
Well, thank you. Everything she's she has said, I agree with. One other area I look at, especially in terms of, again, coming back to the basics of abnormal use. In finance, there is financial abuse as well. When you do not provide funds appropriately to the other party, and you know you have it. So yeah, because I've seen some relationships like that, and the person is not treated well because of lack of money or finance. The guy is looking so well, the lady is looking all tattered and all of that. So that's another area where, finance is very key in relationships as well.
So can I ask a question? Sorry.
Very well.
Now we're talking about relationship that is not in marriage yet. They're just dating. They're just cutting. Should finance be a thing?
Thank you, Mrs. Wan. I actually wanted to also raise that. A lot of young guys out there are waiting for the response to this question.
Yes, I think it is because you need to test the relationship on all sides. Yes, they are not. Excuse me, they are not united yet, but in that relationship, it is assumed to be like you are in the union, and as such, if they want to go for a function, as an example, and the lady doesn't have money, and the guy does have, and he says, well, we're not married yet, I can't be footing your bill. You need to talk to your parents. Your parents should be handling all of that. I don't think that, because when she gets home, there's more likelihood that she will be treated that way.
Well, Mr. O, at what stage in the relationship would you say such responsibility should come in? Is it at the early stage, after some years, some months? At what stage?
It should come in at the beginning, okay? Because you need to test, you need to test everything. So it should come in at the beginning, because the way the guy responds is not going to be different when they get married. And you need to test all sides and know exactly what you're getting into.
So my question here is, we're talking about deal breakers. So that means that if the guy is not taking care of the needs of the lady, does that mean she walks out of the relationship?
Well, but it's an indication, right? I won't classify it as a deal breaker at that point, but it's a sign to start looking, because these are telltales, what I call telltales, to what leading towards something. So if you watch the trend, and if the trend is progressive in the other direction, then it's something that needs to be, because you do not want to be in a relationship that at the end of the day, the woman, and we have seen that before, where the woman is actually stripped of anything financial, and it will be very detrimental to the psyche.
So I'll move back now to Mrs. Wan. I'd like her to comment further on this point. Mr. O have just discussed about the guy being up to tax financially. Do you think the lady can also play that role in the relationship?
Well, it depends. It really depends. Now, if for example, the lady has a lot more than the guy, and the guy needs her help, she should be able to help him, but should not become the norm. Okay, it should not become the norm. I mean, this is my personal opinion. I don't believe that the lady should take on the responsibility of a man. I know that the man has his responsibility and the lady has his own responsibility. So it's important that there must be a balance. The young guy should not just believe now that she should just take over the responsibility, buy his shirts, and just take her. No, because it's going to lead to disrespect.
All right, Mrs. O. I'm sure Mr. O wants to add his voice to that.
I really need to put my voice to that. While I believe that, I also believe it's a joint assignment, and I think both should contribute, especially in this time times that we're in, it's very difficult financially these days. So if the lady has a very good job, a well-paying job, she should put the funds on the table and let both sides contribute to it.
I'm sure
That's the way I see it. I'm sorry, my viewers. Some of you ladies may not really like it, but I think that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know, because you also see the men sometimes doing cooking in the kitchen.
that's true. That's true.
Okay. So,
I'm sure the debate will go on if we allow it to, and so we just have to move on from that point. So we are running out of time, but still, let's take in more deal breakers because I'm sure they're exhaustive. They are not exhaustive, rather, and we still have much more. I'm sure Mrs. Wu is available to give us. More.
Okay, I'm talking about different values and interests. That's also a key. There's no point if two people working in a relationship that's supposed to be leading to marriage have different values, what I call the core values. I keep talking about core values. The core values should be the same. And when we're talking about interest, I'm not talking about, oh, I like blue and Mr. O likes red. That's what I'm talking about. There are some core values that is foundational to a relationship, and you have to be on the same page. You understand? So different core values is also a deal breaker. For example, you cannot, if you are a Christian and you are going out with somebody who's not a Christian, and your desire, one of your core values, that I want to marry somebody who is a Christian, I will advise that is either the person becomes a Christian, or you walk out of the relationship, or decide that, okay, I'm going to continue on this relationship, and the guy, when it comes to religion, I can do my own thing, and he can do his own thing. But I can tell you, that is one of the reasons. That's one of the causes of breakups in marriages.
Yeah, I'd like to come in here. The way I'll put it is this: in any relationship, I agree with what you've said about core values, but more importantly, I think both parties will need to sit down and agree on what are the core values first and foremost. Communication is the key, because what is core to you may not necessarily be core to me in a relationship. I'll give you an example. Some people believe that in a relationship, I need to know where my other party is 247. If you are going out and you are going to the what's the name of this store? Yeah, Ebanon. You're going to Ebanon. I need to know exactly you're going to Ebanon. If your plan changes from Ebanon, you need to give me a call and let me know. Some people, it doesn't matter. You're going out. You're going out. Okay, Ebanon. So that it has to be defined. What is core and what is not. I like to use the scripture. Can two work together except they be agreed? There has to be agreement on what is core and what is not.
So when does it now become a deal breaker? Because it's still about the deal breakers of a relationship.
Yes.
So when does it now become a deal breaker that's like, okay, I don't think I can continue?
So for me, I think it's when it becomes a habit. If it's broken once, there should be room to say, okay, let's have a comeback and have a discussion. We're all human beings. Sometimes we miss things here and there, and it could be circumstantial in nature. You are a lawyer, you understand what I'm saying. So if it's circumstantial, then and you understand the circumstances around it, let's move on, close that deal. But if it becomes a habit, then it's a deal breaker.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. O. Thank you very much, Mrs. O. I still have a lot of questions, and I'm sure the viewers have a lot of questions. But I'm sure Mrs. O will look out for what to do about this and give you more of those deal breakers. However, I know you have more deal breakers. Feel free to comment in the comment box. Give us more deal breakers. Tell us what you think you're experiencing, and so on and so forth.
And unfortunately, we have to come to the end of this. Please keep the comments in. Share with your contacts. subscribe to the channel, and we're going to have a part 3 of this.
Thank you very much.
Until next time, ciao.
All right, bye.